Okay. Hi guys, it's Genevieve here, and today I'm going to be giving you guys the full backstory on how American Idol came about. I'm going to be doing another video next week on my experience on the actual show, so stay tuned for that, but this video is going to be all about everything that happened before and leading up to the show. So I'm just going to get right into it. I don't know exactly how to talk about this, but I'm going to do the best I can. Okay, here I go. Okay. I really just don't know how to tell this story. Okay. So basically, it started with a boy, okay? You're probably like, what does a boy have to do with American Idol? But I will get to that, I promise. So me and this guy were talking, and it was like a year and a half ago, and like not even a week into like me talking to this guy for the very first time ever, I have no idea who he is, just based off Instagram. That's how I know who he is, which is so stupid. And so yeah, not even a week in, he told me that he liked me, and I was like, oh my gosh, like that's really fast, like slow down. And so I didn't really know what to do about it. I didn't want to say yes, I didn't want to say no, because I didn't know what was God's will. So I was like, okay, let's pray and find out what God's will is. So I went, I talked to my pastor's wife, I talked to my mom, I talked to like older ladies in the church that had way more experience than me, and I talked to my sister, and then basically he had some things that he wasn't done with, and like I felt like God was telling me he needs to finish these things because he's not ready yet, and once these things are done, then like he will be ready, and like you guys can start dating and it's fine. So I really felt like God was telling me that. So I decided to tell him that night, actually, because he wanted to FaceTime. So I was like, okay, here's what I feel led by God to tell you. And he was totally down for it. And so I was like, great. And then I said, like, there's gonna be conditions. I said, we need to be only friends, strictly friends until this is done. And he was like, okay. And guys, I couldn't have made it more clear that we need to be friends and nothing more. And he was down for it. And I said it like 3 times, and he said okay like 3 times, or I don't know if it was 3 times, but it was multiple times. And so that was settled, like we had a plan, you know? And then a couple days later he started like flirting, and I was like, I don't know how I feel about this, and then I just like let it go. But that turned into long paragraphs about how much I'm on his mind all the time, and how like just stupid stuff like how amazing I am and blah blah blah. Like it's really just, I want to gag. So every time that would happen, I wouldn't be brave enough to tell him to his face like, hey, this is what we said and we're not doing it. Like you're talking to me like I'm way more than a friend. You need to chill out. And I don't have the guts to say something like that. So all I would do is pray for him, and I just pray like, God, he can't be like, I'm the center of the world, and I can't be on his mind all the time, and like it's just not right. And I would pray that like God would be the center of his focus all the time, and I just pray for him like mad, like because I really wanted to do the right thing, and I didn't want to go against my word, and I didn't want to go against what I felt led by God to do. And so eventually I just became okay with it. I became okay with all of the sweet talk and everything, and I went right along with it. All I can think about is like Satan just totally twisted my mind to think that it was okay, because looking back, I have no idea how I went back on what I said. I have no clue what came over me. I have no idea. So then we had a visit planned, and we were gonna meet for the first time, and like we were so excited, and we were counting on the days, and like it was gonna be great. And then he decided to call me up and tell me that he can't finish what we agreed on. And I did not know what to say. And so I went to my parents immediately, and I was like, okay guys, this is what he said, I don't know what to do about it. So I told my parents what he said, and I started just like talking to them about the whole thing, and like not that I was hiding anything, but I just started opening up about like stuff he would say, and like I'd let them read my phone, and they started seeing all these red flags, and I was listening to them talk, and I was not looking forward to discussing these things with him. And I was really down about it, but I knew they were right about everything. I just knew it. So I went to bed stressed out, I slept on it, and I was just like, God, you need to like put words in my mouth or something, because I don't know what the heck to do. So the next day, my dad wakes me up, and my dad is like, yeah, so his visit's not gonna happen. And I was like, are you kidding me? Like, we were looking so forward to this. I was like really, really sad about that. And then my dad follows it right up with, yeah, you should just like end things with him today, like as soon as possible, because this guy is like bad news. And so I was just like my heart dropped and did like 15 somersaults, and I was just really overwhelmed about the whole thing. Guys, me and this guy never met. I don't know why I was so like, I don't know. I know I'm kind of going into detail a lot, but I feel like there's so many lessons to learn from this story and from this experience that I feel like the details are kind of necessary. I just hope that you guys don't think I'm trying to just bash this person, or I just want to tell you guys the truth, because I've learned from so many secondhand experiences, and I hope that my experience can be something that you guys can learn from. So later on, him and I talked, and I didn't know how to like break up with him. I didn't know how to do it. And so because I didn't come up with all these red flags. Like, my parents raised them because I was too blind to see them. And he would throw a fit if he heard me say that, because he'd always try to pit me against my parents. And I mean, I don't want to say that, like, it wasn't that bad, but he would subtly be like, you shouldn't always listen to what your parents say. Like, you're an adult, you need to make your own decisions and speak for yourself, and like, you know, that kind of stuff. Guys, my parents are the godliest people I know, and they have a way more experience than I do in like everything, okay? I'm not about to go away from their advice or run from their knowledge. Like, heck no, I am in desperate need of that, okay? Like, God placed them in my life to guide me on my path, you know? Like, how could I not listen to them? I don't know, guys. Like, aren't we as Christians supposed to go to other believers and like seek counsel and godly advice? Aren't we supposed to do that? Like, why can't I do that, and why can't my parents be those people? I don't understand. Anyway, ran over. So I'm trying to talk to him. My thoughts are all a mess, a disaster, because I can't put them together and I can't put them in words, but I know I need to do this. And I was devastated about it. Like, when my dad told me that, I don't have words for like how I was feeling. So I wasn't getting anywhere with whatever I was saying. And so he was like, where's your dad? And so I was like, okay. So him and my dad talked that night, and my dad basically like raised all the red flags, and then he basically explained himself and followed it up with like my dad. So my dad ended things like right there, and I was actually listening into the conversation. They didn't know I was there. But when it was done, I just like, guys, I've never felt worse in my entire life. Then I go on a trip with my parents, and like, because they were gonna go on a trip by themselves, and they were not about to leave me home alone in this disastrous state that I was in. And I went with them, and it was the most miserable trip of my entire life. But on that trip, I was listening to music, and I had remembered a song that I heard on The Voice that I totally related to, and that song is Better Man by Little Big Town. And I was like, oh, that song, like, I can just listen to it and cry and like get all my emotions out, and you know, maybe I could even sing it on the piano or something. So I listened to it and I learned it, and the first time I sang that song on the piano, like me singing it, I can't tell you what I felt singing that song. I don't know if like you singers out there can relate, but there's just like very rare times where you sing a song and you feel like it's made for you. Like, just the way it comes out of you and the way that everything comes together when you sing it, it's just like, I can't explain the feeling, but that was this song. And I just felt amazing whenever I'd sing that song, and I felt like I just let all my emotions out, and like in a better way than crying my eyes out. So that song was really on my heart for a long time. I was just, you know, like, you learn a new song and you love it and you sing it all the time. So yeah, that was this song. And things are done between me and this guy, so like, we're not talking anymore. And my mom takes me out to breakfast one Saturday morning. Like, okay, first of all, if I was still with this guy, I would have been sleeping on Saturday morning, because we would talk forever on Friday night into the early morning hours, and I would sleep in like forever on Saturday morning. So if I was still with him, I would not have gotten up and went with my mom. So I went with my mom to breakfast, and we had a wedding that night, and so she needed to find a dress. So we were gonna go to Salvation Army and look for a dress for her. And we got done with our breakfast and we were passing by this thrift store, and my mom really just felt like God was telling her we need to like walk in this thrift store. And I was like, why? Like, we're gonna go to Salvation Army, what's the point, you know? And she just said, you know, like, I just really feel like God's telling me we need to go in here. And so I was like, okay, let's go, you know? And so we walk in, my mom's looking, I'm bored, I don't have anything to do. I just got out of bed, so I don't look glamorous at all. And I hear a piano play, and I was like, oh, that's interesting. And me having nothing to do, I waited for this guy to get off the piano, and out of boredom, I went over and started playing the piano, and I was playing Better Man because I was loving that song at the time. And so I was playing the piano and singing Better Man, and I was singing so soft. Guys, I can't express to you how soft I was singing. And anything that was coming out of my mouth, the piano had to have been overpowering, but apparently not because people heard me, whatever. I'll get to that in a second. I go on a million rabbit trails, it's really bad. So when I got done, I looked over and there was all these people and they were like, oh my gosh, your voice is so beautiful, your voice. And I was like, my voice? Like what? How did you even hear my voice? I couldn't even hear my voice. And they were like, well, sing it again, like sing it louder, do it how you would normally do it. And I had a sore throat and it was morning. Those are two disastrous things for a singer to like sing on those terms. It was not good, but I had an audition for The Voice coming up, and like obviously I want to do this as a career and for a living, so I said to myself, if I want to do this for a living, like if I want to be a singer, I need to be able to sing on the spot, whether I'm sick or well, or whether it's morning or evening, I need to be able to sing at any time. You know, I just need to be able to perform on the spot. And so I decided to just do it for them. And it was a disaster. It was like, I'm not even gonna, and I know a lot of you guys are gonna come in here and be like, no, it was amazing, but you know, like, I love you guys so much, but as much as I love you, you're not gonna change my opinion on that performance. So, a bunch of people came and they were like filming and stuff like that, and I was like, oh, that's cool, and we left, and I just thought it was a cool experience. You know, I went out of my comfort zone that morning, and I sang for people, and they liked it, and it was cool. Like I said, I had an audition for The Voice coming up, so I decided to sing my song options for my family that night, and just to like get their opinions on what I should sing, what should be my first choice, second choice. And I was singing for them, and I wasn't doing good. Like I said, I had a sore throat earlier that day, and I wasn't doing a good job, and I just felt kind of down about it, because like I want to make my family proud, obviously. Like, they've supported me through this entire journey, and I don't want to do a bad job for them, and I don't want to fail them, and so I'm just singing for them, and I'm not doing good, and then I get done, and my dad is like, me, exactly. He hears everything I hear, he's got an ear for that kind of stuff, and his opinion matters the most to me because he can hear all that stuff. So I got done and he said to me, yeah, you were struggling a little, weren't you there? And he did not mean to like be mean or rude or anything. Like, he was just like trying to talk to me about how I did. Like, I don't know. He did not mean any harm by saying that, but I value his opinion so much, and I knew I did bad, but the fact that he knew I did bad too, it just like kind of broke me a little. So I ran to my closet, and this is kind of like the straw that broke the camel's back. I was already down about everything. So I ran to my closet and I cried my eyes out, and I was like, I don't know what the heck I'm doing with my life. My sister is killing it in cosmetology, and I'm here. Didn't go to school because I felt like God was telling me I needed to pursue an online career, and like I needed to help my mom and stuff like that, which I'm totally good with. Like, guys, this is my decision to stay home and help my mom. I don't want you guys to get the wrong idea, because a lot of you guys from my audition were saying like, she didn't get to have a childhood, she didn't get to live her life, or that mom or family should let her live her life, blah, blah, blah. No, absolutely not. Like, this is how I'm choosing to live my life, and I don't regret anything. So, disclaimer right there. So yeah, I'm in my closet, I'm not knowing what the heck I'm doing, because number one, I think I'm a sucky singer. Like, I do not have any self-esteem at all. I don't think that I'm fit for the music industry. I just didn't think I was a good singer at all. So like, if I'm not a good singer, why am I trying to do this? Excuse my mom in the background. Okay. Where was I? So basically I'm just feeling really down about everything I'm doing because I honestly felt like I threw my life away even though I was like 18 years old. So while I was having this meltdown, little did I know that this lady had heard me in the thrift store. She was in the checkout line and she dropped all of her stuff, ran to her car, grabbed her phone, ran to the back of the store and started filming me. And then she posted it to Facebook that night, and it wasn't public yet, but she posted it while I was having this meltdown. And this video that she posted ended up getting millions of views, guys. So little did I know, while I was crying in my closet, not knowing what the heck to do with my life, my video was going viral. The worst video that's ever been made of me is going viral on the internet. And it's just crazy how like God took a video like that, that's, you know, me at my worst, and made it into what it is. Like, it just goes to show you that like I can't take any of the credit for that. I was not trying one bit and it did not turn out well, but God in his sovereignty and power decided to take this video and make everybody love it. Like I don't get it. I don't. But that's the point, you know, like his ways are higher than ours. Like we are not supposed to understand everything that he does. So then now I'm gonna get to American Idol. From that video being posted to the internet and getting so many views, an American Idol casting producer ended up finding that video, and she ended up contacting me and she said, hi, like, you know, I'm casting for American Idol with Katy Perry and I'm hosting VIP invite only showcases and I really want to talk to you about it, like, you know, here's my number. So I just said she's not legit. Like I didn't think it was legitimate at all. Like no, there's no way I'm gonna meet Katy Perry. What, you know, like what is this girl talking about? So I didn't think she was serious and I didn't think she was real, and so I decided to ignore her. I didn't respond. I left it alone. And a few days later, she messaged me again and she was like, hey, like, you know, I really want to talk to you about this. If you're interested, just like give me a call. And so I got together with my parents and I was like, all right guys, let's just see what she wants. So we gave her a call and we were talking about the show and I told her a bit about myself. And she basically set up a Skype audition with me and I would audition for the show through Skype. And so I did the Skype audition. And then that led to a Dallas callback, which I went to Dallas for that. And then that led to the celebrity judging round in Nashville. And like, I was on the show. Like, I mean, it's just crazy how like, if I didn't listen to God and break up with that guy, not that we were ever together, but if I didn't listen to God in that matter, I would have never found the song Better Man. I would have never been in the thrift store. If my mom didn't listen to God telling her, walk into the store. Like, guys, we weren't supposed to go to that store. We were just passing by. And she really just felt like heavily led to walk in the store. So like, if we wouldn't have done that, it's just all these little decisions that we made leading up to American Idol. I just can't believe how, you know, everything that God has brought out of it. So I would never have known the song, never been in the thrift store that day, that video would have never been recorded, I wouldn't have gotten near as much publicity as I did, and the producer never would have saw the video because it never would have been made, and she never would have reached out to me and I never would have been on the show. You know, it's just crazy. Just the little decisions affect so much. Every time I think about it, it just like blows my mind. Oh, and I also forgot to mention that like right after that thrift store video was posted, that guy showed his true colors, and let me tell you, they were not pretty at all. I really don't want to throw anyone under the bus or sound mean or anything, but guys, if I didn't listen to my parents, I fear for where I would be. I don't want to talk him up or be too nice because I want to tell you guys the truth. Like, the main lesson here is that so many people today think that their parents are stupid and their parents don't know anything, but guys, especially if you have godly Christian parents like me. I know that in some cases, you know, people have parents on drugs or in jail, or their parents are just bad people and not people to listen to. But in a lot of cases, your parents love you and they care about you and they just want what's best for you, and they know a lot more than you, and you're better off listening to them than rebelling against them. Obviously, you guys need to study the Bible for yourself. But really you're better off listening to your parents than you are doing your own thing. I don't know where I'd be if I didn't listen to my parents. I don't want to make it sound like I'm a goody-goody two-shoes or that I'm a robot and I don't do anything for myself. Like, no, guys, every decision I make is ultimately my decision. But I seek their guidance because I trust them and I know that, like, they're not going to steer me in the wrong direction. And of course, I make sure that their advice is biblical and, like, all that kind of stuff. But I just see so many people in the wrong place today because they didn't listen to their parents. And it's just, like, it's sad. It's sad to see that a lot of teenagers or young people don't have good relationships with their parents, because I do, and I cherish it. The point is, I knew my parents were right and I listened to them no matter how bad I didn't want to. Because, like, let me tell you right now, if I ever didn't want to do anything, it was to end things with him. And I don't know why, looking back, I feel really stupid about it, but I just knew my parents were right. And I just knew that I had to end it. And no matter how much it hurt me, I was gonna do it. And after I did, I was still hurt, but I had peace that I did the right thing. And then he totally showed his true colors, and I just couldn't believe what I wanted to be with. I couldn't believe that that was the person that I wanted to be with. It wasn't until I obeyed that God showed me who that guy really was and what I would have been with if I didn't listen to my parents. And now I look back and I'm just so thankful that God spared me from that life. And it's a big deal because look what I could have missed out on, you know? God really needs to have complete control of your life before you can ever live out his plan for you. I mean, I needed to be completely surrendered to him before he could ever start really working in and through me. And I really encourage you guys that don't know God to go find somebody that does, and find somebody that you trust and get in your Bibles and really get to know him, because he created you for himself. He created you so you could live in harmony with him. But man decided to go with his fleshly desires, and he decided to bring sin into the world, and then that messed everything up. So God had to send his only son, Jesus, to come and die on the cross for us, for our sins. Every bad thing that we do, Jesus died on the cross for that sin. If you went and stole something from the store the other day, Jesus already knew you were going to do that, and he died for you for that sin and for all of the other ones that you've committed. And in dying for you, he also forgave you of everything that you've ever done. And if you just accept him into your life as your savior and start living for him, there is no telling what he can do through you. Don't ever think you're not good enough, or don't ever think that you sin too much and like your life is way too much of a disaster that he can't save you. Absolutely not. The thief on the cross next to Jesus when he was dying was horrible his entire life. He was a murderer, he was a liar, thief, cheat, everything you can think of. And right before he was going to die, he got saved. He realized that he's a sinner, and he realized that Jesus is the only one that could save him. And he accepted Jesus right then and there, and Jesus told him, today you're going to be with me in paradise. Like, how amazing is that? God has a plan for each and every one of you, and you can't live out that plan until you're living for him. And I'm going to tell you right now, it's not an easy life, but it is so worth it. God has been guiding all of my steps, and he's continuing to guide all of my steps. And if I didn't listen to him, I would not be remotely close to what I am today. And look what a disaster my life could have been. And American Idol is nothing compared to God's ultimate plan for my life. And there are big opportunities coming my way, which I'm really excited about, but I'm not going to go into detail on that because I don't know exactly where it's going to go. But I really appreciate you guys' prayers for me as I continue on this journey. Thank you guys so much for listening to me for 25 minutes. I just really hope that this video was a blessing and an encouragement to you guys. And I really appreciate you guys taking the time to watch this. I do want to get up songs for you guys soon. I'm still trying to get my voice back from getting sick and from not practicing, from doing all my interviews and all that kind of stuff. But yeah, hopefully I will have some songs for you guys up soon. My social media names are in the description box below if you guys want to check those out and follow me there. And you do want to follow my social media because I'm going to be posting events that are coming up that I'm going to be at or be singing at, and if you guys want to meet me, and if you're in Michigan, you know, like, I would love to meet you guys. So yeah, just follow me on there, mostly Instagram. I'm mostly active on Instagram, but I'll try and be posting everywhere that I can. Please don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe before you leave. There will be a video up next week talking about the whole American Idol experience that I had when I was actually on the show. So I hope you guys have an awesome day or night wherever you guys are at, and I will see you guys next time. Bye!